Hi everyone, the fall season is quickly approaching and all I'm hearing is pumpkin everything. So I thought I would try my hand at making pumpkin cinnamon rolls. We're going to start by whisking together 4 and 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of cornstarch, 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. In a separate bowl, I'm going to whisk together 3/4 cup of room temperature whole milk, 3 large eggs, and a half a cup of sugar. I'm going to take a little bit of time and mix all of these things together until the sugar dissolves. That's important because you don't want that sugar to remain in the bottom of the bowl. Once I've finished mixing that all together, I'm going to add a half a cup of pumpkin puree. Not pumpkin pie mix, but pumpkin puree. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice to the flour mixture. This was just something I decided to do at the very last minute. So now I'm turning my mixer on with my dough hook and I'm slowly adding the milk and pumpkin mixture to the dry ingredients just until everything is mixed together, and I'm going to let it mix maybe about 2 minutes. So now I'm going to add butter, 1 tablespoon at a time until 12 tablespoons of softened butter are mixed in. I'm going to mix this for about another 6 minutes or so to make sure that the butter is very well incorporated into the dough. So this is a sticky dough, but I'm going to take my time and remove it to my work surface where I've added some flour to keep things from sticking. And I did have to add a generous amount of flour to make sure that this didn't continue to stick to my work surface. Once I was able to knead it, I kneaded it for about a good 30 seconds. And then I put the dough into a greased bowl. And I always turn my dough around, over and around to make sure that it is evenly oiled on all sides. I don't want it to dry out or get a skin. And I'm going to cover it and let it rise in my oven for about 2 hours. My oven is turned off with just the oven light on. So it's about 2 hours later. I'm punching the dough down and I'm going to flour my surface, and then I'm going to dump the dough onto the work surface again, and I'm going to shape the dough into a rectangular shape, and then I'm going to roll it out to about 12 inches by 18 inches in size. So now I'm going to spread softened butter over the dough. I'm carrying it almost to the ends of the dough. I want to make sure that I get this spread around evenly and very good, because this is what the filling is going to stick to. Now here we have the filling. You can find the recipe for the filling in the description box also. I am going to spread this all across the dough, and I'm going to press it into the dough to keep it from falling out when I roll the dough up. So I'm going to start rolling the dough. Roll it away from you. And as you roll the dough, slightly pull it towards you so that the dough can be as tight as possible. And you want to continue to roll it and roll it all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you want to pinch the seam. So here I am I'm at the end of the roll, and you'll see I'm going to adjust it, and I'm going to start pinching the seam because I don't want this to open up when I cut the dough or when it bakes. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to make sure that this seam is pinched well. Now, America's Test Kitchen always uses a foil sling that is greased to make removal easy, and so that's what you see here. I started by cutting the ends off of the rolls just to make them even and neat. Then I measured and cut the buns and placed them into the baking dish. Some that were not quite as tight as I would like to, I kind of adjusted and pinched them a little more so that they wouldn't roll, so that the filling wouldn't roll out. I normally bake my rolls the next morning for breakfast, so I covered them with plastic and aluminum foil and refrigerated them. The next morning, I took the pan out and let it sit on the counter for about an hour, and then this finished the second rise and brought the dough close to room temperature. I baked the rolls in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes and until they were golden brown. I let the rolls cool for about 30 minutes and then I covered them in the cream cheese frosting. You can find a recipe for that in my carrot cake video that you can access by hitting this I button here. The pumpkin rolls came out delicious. I thought the filling could have used more pumpkin pie flavor, and I adjusted the recipe in the description box so that the recipe has a sufficient amount of pumpkin pie spice. I hope you will give the recipe a try and let me know how you like them. Have a great day and see you in the next video. Bye guys. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel. Feel free to like and comment. I'll be sure to get back to you.